Our KUM News Decision 2020 candidate interviews. He's running unopposed for the office of public auditor. So part of me's like, why are we doing this? But
Because we haven't talked to BJ in so long.
right
Come
on.
on.
Good morning.
Last time I talked to him was right before Relay for Life.
See, like
Virtual-
I said,
right before
right.
virtual
it's been
Relay
a
for Life.
while.
Right, it has been a minute. Public auditor BJ Cruz. Good morning.
Good morning. I wondered why you needed to talk to me too. Guys.
Hey, at least we didn't do it before 8 a.m. I guess public auditor. We'll just give you the floor for the start. What do you think are some of the big accomplishments you've been able to complete during your term as elected public auditor?
Well, the one thing that I'm really happy with the office that we've accomplished over the last year is that for the first time we've actually put together a strategic plan and a yearly plan of action of what we need to do to be able to move the office forward. Some will say, though you put your plan of action out, sometimes you digress from it, and it is. It's a dynamic in that if something more important like COVID comes up and we need to do COVID-related performance audits, then we switch and we move over and do those that are requested and of more interest to the community. We've been doing at least two performance audits per auditor in the office. We have the financial audits that really, unfortunately, aren't all out. This last year, I redid all of the contracts and required the financial audits were supposed to be done by March the 31st, so I could provide them to the Guam legislature so they could make decisions on what they were going to do with the budget. It was supposed to be done on March 31st, then we went into COVID, and with the lockdown, a bunch of the agencies found an excuse to use COVID as the reason why they weren't working, and that therefore the audits weren't completed. And so some of them finished them in April, some in May. One didn't finish it until last week, Gora, and that subsequently has caused the Guam-wide audit to be delayed because Gora is such a huge component issue of the part of the government of Guam, that if we did not include it in the audit and issued on June 31st, we would have received a adverse opinion or a qualified opinion by the auditors, and that would have tanked our ability to be able to go to the market. It would have adverse action for federal programs throughout the island. So I decided to delay the release, and I'm still waiting for some signatures today so that we can release the final Guam audit. And I apologize to the people of Guam and the Guam legislature for the delay. Unfortunately, it was outside of my control. And so you'll be probably receiving a press release that over the weekend, I sent a memo out to all the agencies that by the 15th of September, I want them to have met their external auditor and together decided and designed a Gantt chart schedule on how to be able to assure completion next March 31st. I see that you're 10 o'clock, and so I will cut off at this point. And thank you for having me on.
Oh my goodness. What?
He understands the inner workings, I'll say.
All right. Well, then, thank you for joining us.
By signal that something, and so I looked and I said, oh, it's 10 o'clock. I better stop.
Okay. Well, maybe just then, just your final comments, your final words. I mean, congratulations.
Right. What's your message to your opponent?
No, I want to thank the people of Guam for the confidence that they've shown me the last 40 some years in allowing me to serve them. And I hope that I have lived up to the confidence and trust that you've bestowed on me, and I'll try to maintain that confidence and trust in the next 4 years.
All right. Thanks a lot. I was going to say speaker.
Speakador.
Is there speaker,
Your
Chief
Honor.
Justice,
Public auditor.
Right.
Thank you, BJ.
Yeah, thanks, BJ. Wash your
Stay
hands.
safe.
Okay. 10:01.